Have you ever had one of those weeks where you've just been busy, constantly running, but yet at the end of each day, you have absolutely nothing to show for it? This week has been an endless game of playing whack-a-mole with 911s that keep cropping up, and, well, so it is already Wednesday, late Wednesday afternoon, and I haven't been up on the Bertram once since I laid the glass up. It's just, like I just mentioned, it's just been endless, a run of distractions that have just keep coming up, whether it's people stopping in at the shop, unexpectedly, last minute calls from my wife saying, oh, you gotta come home, I forgot about a meeting I gotta come to, and can you come home at like 2 o'clock? And just hit with snowstorms. We're supposed to get another foot of snow tonight and tomorrow, and just dealing with the plowing. It's a long story, but yeah, anyways, I'm kind of curious because I don't have a snowplow. I have somebody else to come in and do the majority of it. But for whatever reason, he says he drops his plow all the way down, but he never actually scrapes off the actual bottom crust layer. So over the winter, you get this build of basically a hard pack, and then come springtime, you've got about 10 inches of soup that you can't move around in. So he comes in and does the majority of the pushing, but yet then I've still got to come back with this rig and actually scrape, especially at the end of the driveway. We get this speed bump that if you're going faster than 5 miles an hour, you're gonna knock your front end out of alignment. So whenever we get snow, whenever we get any significant snow, it's just a time suck, but it needs to get done. It's just been a whole barrage of things like that, things that are just a time suck, but they need to get done. And another one of those things is just, I'm leaving for this trip down in South Carolina in less than a month. So trying to get travel, stuff situated and whatever. So anyways, that's a very long-winded way of saying that at least for this week, I think what I really need to do is just kind of hit the reset button and just accept the week for what it is and try and move forward. So for this week, at least as a project, as what would normally be a Monday project video, there will not be one for this week. I do already have the Saturday's video already queued up, and I've been getting kind of a few requests about this already, and it didn't really dawn on me until I'm thinking, well, not everybody is living up in Antarctica, or at least similar circumstances. In a lot of places of the country, spring is kind of right around the door. And people are already thinking about trying to get their boat ready, and specifically, focusing on like bright work and general repairs in general. Repetitive. For the Saturday's video, just to kind of give you a little bit of a heads up, I'm going to be doing some testing with one of the new products from Total Boat. It's their varnish. Now I know a few people here on Patreon have asked if I have any experience with it or anything like that, and I don't, at least not yet. I will a little bit later this afternoon. But it's kind of a unique product. Traditionally, or in the past, I've always been a Pettit guy. My two varnishes were always the Captain's and then the Flagship. I used to basically a combination of those two varnishes because it was the same varnishing schedule that places like Hackercraft and Chris-Craft. It's the same varnishing schedule and the same materials that they use. So that's what I've always used in the past. I've always been very, very happy with it. But it does have, a couple of downsides to it. The first one being is you can only get one coat on in a day. I mean, sometimes it's one coat every 2 days, depending on humidity and temperature and that kind of thing. And the other thing is that, and I'm not so sure that this is actually a positive or a negative, but the other thing with those traditional varnishes is that they're very soft. And on one hand, that can be good because that means that they're flexible, they're able to breathe with the wood. Where that is not so cool is they scratch real easy. I mean, it's just a very soft material. So they scratch, they scuff, they dull. Just so in that regard, not quite so hot. Now, what's kind of interesting about this stuff from Total Boat, the Halcyon, is that when you read the description, it sounds like it's water-based. It's not water-based. It is a water cleanup. But when you read the warnings on there, I mean, don't get it on your skin. I don't know if that's all legal or legalese stuff that needs to be in there, but it is a water cleanup, but it is not water-based. But you can thin it with water, like with a typical varnish, you'd be thinning it with mineral spirits. So I don't know. It dries in an hour. It says you can recoat in an hour. You can get up to like 4 or 5 coats on in a day, and I don't know. So I mean, it sounds kind of kind of attractive for kind of a DIY person where they their time on working on the boat is going to be limited to weekends. So I want to give this a shot, and this is a quick turnaround thing that I can do. I can work on it for maybe an hour, not even per day, between now and Saturday, and I should be able to have kind of a start to finish on how it looks after 3, 4, 5, 6, however many coats I decide to go with. So I think this would be kind of a helpful thing for you guys to see. So once again, I want to apologize for the no project video for this week, but I do think it's going to in the long run put me in a better place starting for next week. So then I should be able to, I say should, I better be able to have the next project video ready for Monday afternoon. So hopefully this is kind of a 1 step back to take 2 steps forward kind of a thing. So as far as what I'm going to be putting out on YouTube for this weekend, again, since I've got nothing, it's basically just going to be a Q&A follow-up kind of a dealie with last week's video. So you can tune in for that. If you want, I can post that here as a commercial-free version if you'd like. If you would like that, just let me know. I know that sometimes having to watch the ads on YouTube can be a little tedious. But anyways, let me know if you want me to do that. I'd be happy to do so. But anyways, so on that note, what day is this one? This is going up on Wednesday, today, in like an hour. So anyways, I hope you accept my apologies on this, and I hope you understand. So have a great rest of the week, and I will see you on Saturday morning, as well as hopefully Monday afternoon. So have a great week and the rest of the weekend, and I'll see you then. Thanks.